Hey, today I'm going to talk about my unpopular diamond painting opinions. I saw this video come up a few times and I thought it would be fun to discuss my opinions on that. Maybe you can hear by my voice, I was sick. I'm still not totally better, so that's why my voice is a little bit different, but I couldn't and I didn't want to postpone filming this video any longer. So here we are. I hope you can still deal with it. And I promise for the next talking video, my voice will be better. I'm going to be working on this canvas. This is Inside Watery Eyes from Margaret by Diamond Art Club. And I'm going to be working on this section, which I'm very excited about because her eye is in that and her face is going to be next, and I can't wait to see how that turns out. I'm going to be using this pen. This is from Watery, and I'm going to be using this tray, which is from Melior 3D Print. I'm also using a new camera setting to help it not focus on my hand in this part, but keeps focusing on this. So I hope that works out, but this is a bit of a try video for that. So that's enough about all the basic stuff. Now I'm going to go into the unpopular diamond painting opinions. I have 10 opinions to talk about today, so we're going to be diving into the first one. The first one that I have is AI art is for diamond painting and for all things is great. It really doesn't matter to me if artwork is AI or if it's not, or if it's a bit of both. I don't care. If I like artwork, I like the artwork, and it doesn't matter to me how it was made. I obviously do care if it was stolen. I don't support people stealing artwork, but AI isn't stealing. AI is just a different way of creating it, in my opinion. I know there are very strong opinions about AI art, and I can agree with some. I do think a bit of touch-ups by hand are better, because otherwise you didn't really create it yourself as an artist. But yeah, even if they didn't touch it up by hand, I'm fine with it. As I said, I just want to work on images that I like, and even if it's AI, it's all good to me. I don't care. I'm not the most difficult person. I wonder if my husband agrees. No, I know he will agree. I'm not the most difficult person. And then the second point that I was going to talk about today is hand charting is best. I'm doing a comparison project right now. I'm comparing Heaven and Earth Design, which is a computer rendered piece that is actually meant for cross stitching, and you convert it to diamond painting. I'm comparing that one to a Diamond Art Club version of that same image. And there's a video up on my channel when I reached the halfway point, and over there you can clearly see the difference between hand rendering or charting and computer rendering. Computer rendering is way more blurry, soft lines and more confetti usually, and also more colors most of the time. It also usually takes way longer to do a computer rendered image, just because of all the shading that is in there is all pure confetti. The computer shades paintings by by confetti, and for example, a Diamond Art Club painting doesn't do that, and that's something that I really like about the hand rendering. That's my favorite part about it. I also love the look of hand rendering more than computer charting. The computer charting, yeah, as I said, it's just a bit more blurry. If you don't know what I mean, I advise you go watch my video on the comparison that I'm doing, or Katie from Diamonds and Washi is also doing a comparison on a hand charted and a computer charted kit right now, and you can also tell very clearly in her videos what the difference is. So, and that was my second point. Let me know if you agree, by the way, with all the things that I'm saying, or if you have a different opinion. I know most of the things I'm saying here are obviously things that other people also find, but I try to come up with things that I also regularly hear people disagreeing with. So I would be curious to know what your opinion on it is. Then the third thing is also maybe a controversial one, because I see people advising other people otherwise a lot of the times, is you finish what you start. And obviously I'm talking about diamond painting in this case. You finish the diamond paintings that you start. Doesn't matter how long it takes, because I also have WIPs that have been going on for years, but I still plan on finishing them. That's just, yeah, that's how my mind works. If I start something, I'm going to finish it, and doesn't matter how long it takes. Doesn't matter if I like it the most, but if I start a diamond painting, I am going to finish it. I've had a few that I had wanted to give up on myself. For example, I had one where I had quite a bit of popping drills, and it was super annoying. It wasn't really fun to work on the sections where I knew there were colors that were going to have a lot of popping, but still I finished it. I still wanted to do it. I started it for a reason, and I am going to finish it. Also applies to my Heaven and Earth design cross stitch that I was talking about. That one has been going on for a long time as well, but it's still an active WIP because I just want to get it done. It's not my favorite. I think I've made that clear in other videos. It's not my favorite to do, and it's not my favorite outcome, both, so that plays into it as well. But I am going to finish it. I am determined. In the next few months, I'm going to have it done. Let's try to keep me accountable for that. And I also had one from Dreamer Designs where I had a lot of gapping, like the opposite of popping, of course. And that wasn't enjoyable to me as well. It was, on top of that, it was a landscape, which I'm not really into. So that one was a bit of a struggle for me as well, but I got it done, and I'm happy I did. If you finish a project that you were dreading is maybe the wrong word, but not looking forward to doing as much as other WIPs, if you finish such a project, it does, at least for me, it does give me more satisfaction than finishing a kit that I didn't want to put down. Because you have the satisfaction of the finish, and you also have the satisfaction of pushing through when you really didn't want to, and accomplishing something that you maybe thought that you wouldn't or couldn't. So that ties into my fourth point. Diamond painting, or any hobby for that matter, doesn't always have to be fun. Yes, it is a hobby. Yes, you started it, probably, hopefully, for fun, but nothing is always fun. There's always things coming up that are not the most fun. And yeah, if I start a painting, even if it's not fun, even if it's my hobby, I'm going to finish it. And yeah, it doesn't always have to be fun. Just get it done. I am like that with all the things in life, by the way. If I have a list of things that I need to get done, whatever may be on there, I get it done first thing in the day. I don't allow myself to relax or to do anything that I want to do before I finish all the things that I have to do. So, for me, the hobby isn't different. Maybe I'm too strict about that, but yeah, that's just how my mind works. Then we're moving on to the fifth, yes, the fifth point on my list, which is ABs are great and putty to place ABs works the best. Those are 2 points that I'm tying together. I hear a lot of people tell me that they don't like ABs, especially because they're harder to place than regular drills or fairy dust drills or anything else, because they stick to the pen, not to the canvas, or they stick to or the putty or wax takes the coating off. And obviously I've had that happen to me as well. You can avoid that if you're diamond painting, and if you're trying to figure out what's going to work for you. But now that I found that putty works great for me for placing ABs, I really love ABs. I love the special effect that it gives to paintings. I love just the extra bit that it adds to every painting. So I love them. I use my own putty, by the way. If you didn't know, I have an Etsy shop where I sell my own homemade putty. For example, this one. I put that in my pen. I use that in my multi-placer, and when I'm getting ready to place ABs, I'm going to flatten the putty, push it down on the paper, and then run it over my skin a few times. Preferably a bit of an oily part of your skin, so maybe your forehead or whatever is oily for you. Then that takes away the biggest amount of stick from the putty, and then it can easily still pick up the ABs, but also release them a lot easier than if you were to try to place them just with regular putty that you didn't do this extra step to. It is an extra step, I realize that, but it is an easy extra step and it makes placing the ABs so much easier. As you can see, if you do these steps and you're trying to place regular drills, it's going to be a bit harder because the stick is a little bit less, and normal drills do need that extra bit of stick compared to ABs. But it's fine. It'll even itself out soon enough. I do repeat that process if I notice that the ABs are starting to stick again. Usually after about 10 times I place ABs, I would say I'm doing this again, and then it's fine again. That's not a bother to me. So then we're moving on to the sixth. The sixth unpopular diamond painting opinion of mine is, oh, I see a little hole there. I'm going to pick that up. The sixth one is poured glue is overrated. I always hear people raving about port glue, and I do think it's nice, but I've never had a problem with double-sided adhesive. It also works fine for me. I get that with port glue, you can move around your drills a little bit easier if you place them on the wrong spot or something. And I also obviously know that double-sided adhesive is a little less forgiving. If you mess with your canvas too much, it can mess up the glue, and you obviously also can get bubbles and rivers and all that stuff. But if you have a nice quality double-sided adhesive, it works fine. I don't mind. I absolutely can do a painting just fine on double-sided adhesive. So then moving on to the 7th point, which is cover minders are useless. This was a bit of a controversial one in my mind, because obviously I sell cover minders and I do know that a lot of people like them. I do like the look of them, but in this sense I mean like for using them in diamond painting, I think they're useless. That's also because I don't keep the plastic cover on, and so I don't need the cover minder to keep the plastic back. So that's probably why this is my opinion, but I never use cover minders. I don't plan on using cover minders, so I think they're useless. And then the 8th point is tying into this one a little bit. Washi tape over the clear plastic cover is not working. I tried it once and I will never do that again because it doesn't work for me. Obviously it does work, because a lot of people do that, but it doesn't work for me because when I keep on the clear cover and I just tape it off with washi, if there's a symbol that I'm doing right here and I see one over there, I'm going to want to place that. I need to have these cover papers that aren't see-through because I want to be able to just finish a section and don't see the sections next to it. I also don't want to know what's going to be next. I like to leave it as a bit of a surprise. So that's another reason why I don't leave the clear cover papers on. The clear cover sheet, I meant. But the main reason is because I just don't like it. I think replacing it all with cover papers is way easier and more fun, because then you can have a nice pattern. Not on this one because they're white obviously, but I have a lot of fun patterns also in my Etsy shop, shameless plug. So that's what I use and that's what I like, and that's how you can actually see the painting really come to life when you're working on it, and have the rest of it a bit, leave it as a bit of a surprise. Then the second to last is minis, like mini paintings, like mini paint jams, or the mini dazzles, I think Diamond Art Club calls them, are stupid. I phrased these opinions obviously a bit harsh, all of them. They aren't stupid. I know a lot of people like them, but I think they're stupid. I don't like the minis. I don't like doing minis. I just want to do a whole painting. I wouldn't know what to do with them if I were to do a set of those. So I'm not going to. I've never done these, so maybe you're like, you can't know if you've never done them. But I have no interest in doing them ever. So I'm not going to. Then the last one is one that I don't see anyone using pretty much, but the last one is these containers are the best. I've used a couple of different storage systems and I like these ones the best by far. I just think it's very handy that there are four together, because usually when I'm a bit more into the painting, not at the right beginning, but if I'm a bit more into the painting, I take this box and I do these three just first all together, and then the little row is done, and then I'm not going to need it anymore. I also like that you have multiple containers of the same color, because every time I finish a container, it's a bit of a satisfactory feeling of emptying one, and then you can move on to the next. I've never tried the Elizabeth Ward storage system. I know a lot of people are very, very enthusiastic about that. I've never tried those because I think they're expensive and they're also pretty big, and I wouldn't know where to put them. That's another reason why I really like these, because yeah, these boxes are very small and I have limited space. I want to keep all my diamond painting supplies downstairs where I use them most of the times, but I only have one drawer to keep all my stuff in. So I need to be able to keep the drills for several paintings in there, also keep all my tools in there, and also keep the leftover drills that don't fit in a box in there. So, and my light pad and my ring light and all the stuff has to be in there. So it's gotta be small. I need to be able to fit it in there. So that's the main reasons. Oh, forgot one. Next reason I really like these is because they are so cheap. One of these boxes with 54 containers in them is only a few euros, so very affordable as well. And because they're so affordable, I have a lot and I don't need to stress about emptying a container right away if I finish a painting, because I have enough to just use another container and leave the kitting down for a later moment when I'm feeling more like it. So those were my 10 unpopular diamond painting opinions. I'm really curious to know which ones you agree with and which ones you don't, and if you have any other unpopular diamond painting opinions yourself. I could have come up with a lot more, but maybe I'll do a part 2 of this video if I come across enough. I didn't want to put like 20 in one video. So that's going to be it for today. And yeah, I hope you liked it. If you have another video idea for me, I would love to know as well. As always, if you like this video, please leave it a like and comment and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, hope to see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye.